Colin Rovanperä, just the most remarkable performance. You hardly put a wheel wrong all weekend and looked so relaxed. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was quite enjoyable weekend.
Was it enjoyable? Did you feel any pressure at all during the week? We know the battles were very close and very tight.
Of course, there is always big pressure when there is guys in front or behind only few seconds after many stages being driven. So it was tight and yeah. But anyway, when you can be comfortable in the car and see that you can fight back and stay in the fight, it's quite enjoyable always to have these really proper battles.
Obviously, there was the battle with Elvin, and Esa-Pekka wasn't too far away either. Were you surprised, though, perhaps by the pace of the Hyundais this weekend?
Not really. I think we knew that they can be strong when they get everything right, and yeah, it was quite clear that they were quite in a good pace. Not the best weekend maybe for like Oit also, but yeah, it was nice to have a clean rally and anyway be faster also. So that's always important.
It's been the most encouraging start to the championship for you, hasn't it? You're leading, and you're leading the main contenders by quite some margin now. I'm sure that was the target, but was that the expectation? Did you expect to be in this position after just 2 rallies?
Maybe not, maybe yes. I knew that after Sweden at least we could be in close to the top at least. This should be a good rally for us, and it seemed to be a good one. So yeah, I think we did 2 good rallies, good points, so that's always important.
Now obviously you will be first on the road in Croatia. We think back 12 months, first on the road in Croatia, stage 1. Maybe a slightly different approach this time.
Yeah, at least I hope so. It's not gonna be so difficult to improve from last year. So I think that's gonna be the first thing. Of course, now the others have experience from the rally. It was new stages last year, so everybody knows them, and still they are new for us. But yeah, we try to make a bit better rally than last year and hopefully have good points again.
Yeah, and it's nearly 8 weeks until Croatia. What do you plan to do in the 8 weeks between now and Rally Croatia?
Hopefully nothing related to rally at least, just a bit holiday, and that's always good.
We quite often see you in your drift car doing little events like that. Have the team stopped you from doing that? Are you still allowed to go drifting? We've seen some great footage.
No, they are not really stopping me. I think it's always quite clear also that it's good to drive everything you can, and like sometimes I do drifting and stuff, and I think it's really good training for handling of the car and stuff. So there shouldn't be any issue to do those things also.
Obviously, it's your first win on Rally Sweden, 3rd win of your career. How will you celebrate this evening, young man? How does Kalle Rovanperä celebrate a rally win?
I normally try to have a good party, but I think today we need to leave to home, so it's gonna be a long evening going to home.
Just one more question about the event itself. It has come up north to Umeå. What did you make of this year's Rally Sweden in terms of the stages and the location?
I think it was a good choice to come more north, more snow like we should have in a winter rally. So yeah, the condition was good. Stages are quite interesting, really fast, but I like them. For sure some sections and stages are a bit maybe too fast, but overall really enjoyable rally.
And can I congratulate you on what you said at the final stop line? No one in the service park has had the bravery to make any statements about it this weekend. You showed the service park the way forward. Congratulations. It was a very moving moment.
Thank you.
Elvin, first of all, in your own words, tell us what's happened this morning.
Yeah, so we had a pretty high-speed spin, and then we had some front-end damage. We then had to stop and repair it, but that repair was quite successful. It took some time, but we were still able to continue. But we then had to stop because we had a fault with the hybrid unit, and unfortunately, when we left this morning, the green lights were active. But we noticed then we were trying to turn it on, but we couldn't get an indication of any lights, and therefore by regulation we had to stop.
So the car was perfectly drivable, but because there were no lights you had to stop. That seems very harsh.
Yeah, I mean, okay, the time loss was already significant, but of course our aim was to try to continue to at least try to make something perhaps of the power stage. But yeah, because of that we had to stop.
So, Elvin, you've driven on the edge all weekend, and we talked about it last night, whether it was sustainable. You obviously picked up that penalty last night. Was that a bit of a distraction for you? Do you think maybe the focus had gone a touch this morning?
I don't think so. I think the spin actually caught me pretty by surprise. I wouldn't say that it was like a completely brains out rhythm this morning. You know, I was trying to do the same thing as yesterday. But yeah, it just one of them things, I think. But you know, who knows?
If you'd not had that 10-second penalty, though, you had a nice bumper between yourself and the guys behind. So was there maybe a slightly different approach this morning than there perhaps might have been?
I don't think so. In any case, we would have been, you know, trying to still give our best, because ultimately it still wasn't a huge gap, and this difference to Calais anyway was not so big. So I'm not sure anything would have been so different in my approach.
Obviously, it's academic now, but there are different views around the service park as to the validity of that penalty you were given last night. Give me your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think there's two elements. The first one was obviously an indication that we gained time, but we didn't gain any time, because it's quite clear to see that we lost probably around the second and a half compared to Calais from this last jump, you know, just before this corner. So that was quite clear. Of course, we ended up where we were. You know, there was snow going everywhere, and you're just trying to get yourself out to the snowbank, but of course it pulled us over the top. But at that time we knew, you know, that we had crossed the finish line at that point. So we had a few options. One was to go back the way we came, or to try, but then you're re-entering a live stage, so of course this is not a possibility. The other one is to shoot over the bank further down, but then the distance actually between the flying finish and the stop control is really short on this stage. In fact, very, very short. And simply doing that, I felt that it would put everybody at the stop control in risk. And therefore, you know, we were still on the same road, albeit separated by this artificial snowbank. And, you know, we pulled up at the stop control facing the same direction. So in our view, you know, we did everything we could to act as safely as possible in the circumstances.
So a little bit harsh.
I mean, I'll let somebody else judge that, but you know, I felt that everything we did was correct for the situation. I don't really believe it was fully correct.
Now, in terms of the championship, Elvin, you have over the past 2 years been perhaps the most consistent performer in the championship. The start to this year is so un-Elvin Evans-like. Should we be worried?
Yeah, it's definitely not been the start we wanted. Like you say, it's not perhaps so usual for me to do 2 errors, especially in a row like that. But of course, it's not a good situation. Of course, I feel for the team, really. You know, they've come with a great car. We've shown great promise on both events, but just not brought it home, unfortunately. So, of course, this needs to be addressed in one hand, but at the same time, you know, if you're not relaxed and enjoying your driving, then results won't come either. So, you know, I think, of course, we have to not make the same mistakes again in the coming rallies, but we also have to, you know, have a bit of faith, I guess, and continue doing our best.
There is no better man at isolating rallies than you. You know, we saw it when you were going for the championship both times in Monza. You are able to absolutely isolate the situation you're in and just give it your all on each event. And I suppose that has to be the approach from now on.
Yeah, it definitely does. Of course, you know, you can't really afford any more mistakes, of course. But like I mentioned, you have to perform, and to do that, you have to concentrate on the job in hand.
Elvin, thank you for giving us your time.
Cheers.
Thierry, after the enormous disappointments and concerns of Monte Carlo, how good does this feel?
Yeah, it feels good, to be honest. After a very challenging Monte Carlo, to come here and to be in the lead of the rally after the first day was totally unexpected. Despite having had good pre-event tests, we couldn't have imagined that we would be able to fight for victory after we saw that Ford and Toyota have been really strong in Monte Carlo. But already in shakedown the feeling was good. The times were good as well. and we could confirm that on Friday. Even if after Friday, on Saturday, Sunday, things went a bit more complicated for me, especially. I was missing a bit the balance and the confidence on the braking, especially. But at the end, we were able to survive and bring home a good second place for the team.
But you put some effort in this weekend. You know, our good friend Andrea Adamo, who very often said to me, you know, what Thierry Neuville gives us, the car really is. He gives us more than the car deserves. And you've shown that again this weekend. You know, you were taking risks. You were 100% on it all weekend to secure that podium.
Yeah, I mean, I had to, but I was always trying to manage that risk as well. You know, of course, I had a couple of moments because pushing a bit too much, getting surprised a few times under braking, especially, which was my main issue this weekend. But at the end, yeah, I mean, we fought hard, definitely. I just mentioned to my engineer it wasn't an easy weekend for me personally, with the driving, but. Somehow we always survived and we were able to set good times. I mean, we were not far off from the pace of the leaders, except Kalle, who maybe had a bit more speed than anybody else. So we saw that already last year, so that was not a surprise.
You know, obviously we go back to tarmac for the next event. I don't think we should kid ourselves. I think there's still an awful lot of work to do with your car, isn't there?
It is. And we are really happy that there are now 1.5 months where we can work flat out on the car to make it getting better on tarmac. We know that we are not there where we want to be. There will be a bit of driving in between now and until the start of the rally. So hopefully we're going to get it right, and hopefully we will be competitive over there.
Are you happy with the way things are going at the factory? Are you happy with the way that the engineers, the teams, that everyone's working together? There was a suggestion that maybe not everyone was working in the right direction and together.
Considering the situation, I mean, which everybody knows, I think it's going pretty well. For sure, at the end, a team always need a boss, and I know that the team is working hard on it. We have the full support of the Koreans as well, so that's really important. And the headquarters are pushing hard to find that person who's going to lead the company in the future. But so far, Julian as well is doing a good job, and he keeps everybody motivated. And that's the main goal for the moment. And I think such a result as this weekend is also promising.
Do you know what? I met Julian for the first time, I think, 2 years ago. He has stepped up, and he's very, very much impressed me. He's an impressive operator. But it's important, isn't it, that before Croatia, either he's told, yeah, the job is yours, or they appoint someone else. It's not easy for a team to be running under a deputy leader, particularly in difficult times.
It isn't easy at all, and I mean it's not easy for the deputy, but it's not easy for the employees as well, and never for the driver as well. So for sure a change will come, or something will happen, and something will be more clear. But let's see. Maybe we have some more information tonight. We, not you.
Oh, jeez. You know, I'm thinking this could be another late night for me. Listen, it is 2 months until Croatia, Thierry. We know you're a very busy man. You do lots and lots outside of the World Rally Championship. But what will you do to fill the next 2 months?
I will be following my brother next weekend, who's doing a historic rally in Belgium, and I will be following with the helicopter if the weather is nice. And other than that, I will be a bit of testing, preparation. A few days off at home as well, and I'm sure I'm going to find something to do. That's never missing.
I'm sure you will. And one final question. You know, we spent so many years in the Värmlands region. We've come up to Umeå this time. What are your thoughts on Rally Sweden in Umeå?
I mean, it's difficult to find better stages than we have had last year in Rovaniemi, which were exceptional, and probably one of the best rallies I have done, and we really enjoyed that. But here I was a bit skeptic on the beginning after Reke, because it looked really, really fast. Some stages still, from my feeling, are a little bit too fast and not as interesting. But in general, over the whole weekend, it was challenging, because quite a lot of ups and downs and bumps and kicks. So challenging stages, lots of snow, so sometimes really, really narrow as well. And that makes it not easy for the drivers.
Interesting. A final question. Your marks out of 10. Mark yourself out of 10 for Thierry Neuville's performance this week.
I think we have to take the big picture and take the performance of the car and our driving. I think we've done 8.5 of 10.
I was debating between 8 or 9, and I was kind of leaning towards 9.
It's in the middle, so.
Thierry, enjoy your time with the family. We'll speak to you soon.
Thank you.
Especalapi. You know what? You never seemed entirely happy all weekend, but you have to be delighted with the result.
Yeah, I am very satisfied and very happy. It was big relief to come over the finish line. But we had big stakes today as well. I mean, we were fighting for the second place suddenly, but yeah, I just couldn't do it. I tried the first 3 stages. I tried to be on really good rhythm, push a bit, but not to take too much risk. But this was not enough. So then the smartest choice was just to back off on the last one, just to secure the points for the team. But yeah, really good weekend. I mean, like you said, I was never really entirely happy. And you're right. I mean, I fight with the car a bit all weekend. But this is a good point, actually, that what I've learned. It seems I've learned something on my holidays, that even with the not perfect car, I can do quite good. So this is something new.
I do sense that there's a bit of frustration with you, because I get the feeling that you know that you're one of the very best drivers in the world, but it's just finding that little extra bit of something to allow you to compete regularly at those speeds, to keep the consistency. And I get the sense there's a bit of frustration there, because you know that you can be setting those times and winning rallies.
Yeah, right, because when you feel that you are not controlling fully the car and the car doesn't behave how you want to, then you know that there is space to improve. And we tried many things, but we just couldn't find the correct one. I'm sure we will do it later on, but that's why I was maybe a bit frustrated when you know that you can be better, but you just cannot prove it here. It's a bit frustrating.
Yeah, but it's encouraging as well in some ways, isn't it? Because as you say, when you do find that element, it could be stratospheric. You know, we might well be seeing that second win before the end of the year.
Well, you never know, but at least we can be definitely on better pace and maybe challenge Kalle. He was just crazy this weekend. But yeah, looking forward to the rest.
Obviously, your first time in this car. Did it take a little bit of getting used to? You know, you were in the old car last year, and the M Sport car was your last regular outing in the 2017 cars. Did this one feel noticeably different to drive?
Yeah, it's Rally 1, so definitely it makes a big difference. But yeah, I mean, during the tests, I believe I got used to it pretty well. But still, probably I need a bit more kilometers, more mileage to understand and to understand everything.
Obviously, we've got quite a long break now to Croatia. Are you in for Croatia? Do we know?
Yeah, we know. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And it's a new rally to you. You weren't there last year. Did you do the recce last year?
No.
Wow, so that's a mighty big challenge then for you.
Definitely, and it's been a while that I've been on tarmac. So and 1 day testing. So yeah, will be interesting.
What else can you do in the next 2 months to prepare yourself better? Perhaps will there be any events that you might look to schedule in, or anything in particular you might do to prepare?
I've not planned yet anything. I was so concentrated on this event. But definitely the thing how we can prepare is that go through very deeply the debrief of last year of the event from our team, check the onboard, check the not pace notes, but check some info about the slippery places, if you know guys can share these things, and all these kind of things. But to drive, I don't know.
So it's a lot of homework as opposed to your driving work before the event. A word about this event, about Rally Sweden. Obviously, we got used to being around Värmlands for many years. We've come up to Umeå. What are your thoughts on the event?
I liked to be here, not because of the result, but just generally. I mean, there was a lot of spectators, which was really cool to see. The stages were not that bad. They were fast, but still, I mean, there was variation of slower roads, technical one, more narrow, and the city looks nice. So. For me, it can stay here. I'm happy, and it's easy for me to come here by the ferry. So
It's a Pekalapi. It was a delight to have you back this weekend. We enjoyed watching you, and we look forward to seeing you in Croatia. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's the end of a tough rally.
Yeah, no, the end of a tough rally. Obviously, it was all fairly much over for us on Friday. So look at it, we got through the rest of the weekend. Definitely learned a lot with the car. Some food for thought going forward. And yeah, okay, we tried our best in the power stage, but obviously, running the first WRC car, the first Rally 1 car again, it's not the easiest. So look, we did the best. We got a single point, so you never know.
When you say food for thought for the future, in particular, what are you referring to there? Have you found areas that you think you can improve in?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I had a very short test before the rally, and we were heading, I won't say heading into the unknown, but there was for sure a lot of things that I wanted to try during the rally that we did, and for sure more stuff again that I think we can try in the future going forward, not just obviously on snow, but more on gravel and loose in general. So let's see.
You are the number one driver in the team this year. It's a different sort of position that you find yourself in. Do you think that that's adding extra pressure to you? Is it changing your approach, perhaps, to rallies or not?
No, I don't think so. No, we finished on the podium in Monte. Everything was fine. I just made a very small mistake here on Friday, and ultimately on this rally, if you run first in the road, on these days, you pay a huge price for it. So that's because of the mistake I made on Friday, and we just had to live with that.
Obviously, it's a long time, 2 months nearly. It's a huge break until the next rally. What areas do you think you'll be concentrating on in terms of development and preparation for that rally?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of stuff that I have in mind that I'd like to try. But yeah, we're heading now back to tarmac again, so it'll be back to our references from Monte Carlo. We were lucky that Monte was dry in some ways. We can take a lot of positives forward from that, and let's see how it goes.
What will you be doing yourself personally in the next 2 months? Is there a bit of beach time planned, or what's the plan?
Actually, yeah, I will have a holiday next week. It's the first time I've been on a holiday where I pack my bag and put only holiday stuff inside and not rally stuff, I'd say, in about 10 years. So I'm looking forward to that.
I bet you've got a pair of nice floral, really jazzy sort of swimming shorts. Or did you wear the budgie smugglers?
No, not the budgie smugglers, but the cheapest of the cheap we can find. It's more about comfort than any of these star brands for me. I'm simple enough kind of guy.
That's far too practical.
No, trust me. Pennies. I know. Well, we have pennies in Ireland. You call it Primark, I think, over your way. But
I love Primark. There's great stuff in there and so cheap.
Exactly. Well, if it's still on me by the end of the week and not at the ripping to shreds and after falling itself apart, that'd be a good thing.
Where are you going?
Somewhere foreign.
Somewhere warm.
Yeah, Dubai. Went to Dubai.
Well, Craig, enjoy your break. You will see you in a few months, refreshed and ready to go at it again.
Looking forward to it. Thanks.
What was your wrap? What was your wrap of choice that you were eating there? And your sandwich, what was it?
You need to ask Cardo. He's the menu guy.
Did it taste good though?
It tastes good, yeah.
That's the most important thing. Now, Oik Tanak, it just seems so grossly unfair, doesn't it? When things are going well for you, someone else comes along and slaps you down. It's not right.
What can I say?
I don't know what you can say, but you can maybe tell me how you're feeling about it all just now, because most other people, it would be enough to sink them.
Yeah, I told you yesterday what I thought about the situation, and that's like it is. For me, I really can't stress about it too much, as it's nothing I could have done differently.
But it's the accumulation of things. You couldn't buy a bit of good luck just now. It's all got to change, hopefully at the next rally.
I don't know. We've been hoping for that last 2.5 years.
Obviously, the podium for Thierry is a good result for the team here. After the disappointments and the real concerns after Monte, that, I suppose, must be a bit encouraging.
For the guys at the workshop, for sure. They've been working hard, and now it's at least paying back a bit. And as I said in Monte, the potential of the car is there. So it just needs big work and basically cooperation inside the company. So it's just it's the way it is. But as I said, it's possible.
When you say cooperation within the company, do you get the feeling that maybe not everyone is working in the same way for the same goal?
Now you are asking questions.
No, I'm just trying to interpret what you're saying. You know me, I'm always looking. But are you maybe a little concerned about that?
No, I'm not.
No, good. That's good to hear. Obviously now we've got quite a long wait, so there's time, isn't there, to work on the car, to perhaps fine-tune what's needed to push for a win in Estonia, in Croatia. It could be a busy time.
Let's see. We are going back to Tarmac. It's definitely still our very weak point, and because of the regulations, we won't be able to do too much development. It's just 1 day per driver on Tarmac. So still, the preparation is there. We can do well our homework, and we just need to just need to make a very useful 3 days out of these test days.
Listen, you've got 8 weeks nearly until Croatia. What are you going to do? Are you going to spend a bit of time with the family? Do you think you have a bit of time to maybe just recharge the batteries?
I will. I will spend the time with the family. I will enjoy that.
Can I ask you about your Teletubbies garden? I remember once you telling me that you were going to build an incredible feature in your garden for your children. How is that coming on? Is that something you can spend some time working on?
It's still a long time away from Teletubbies.
Can we get to see it when it's finished?
Yes.
Very kind, Mike. Thank you. Takasan, you needed a confidence-building event and result. My goodness, you got it here.
Yeah, at the end I'm pretty happy what I did, and it was very good result for the team. So I must be happy about this weekend. Of course, in the beginning I struggling a lot, but then we changed many things, and I changed my mind also. Then it went much better. So I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, you know, it's a 4th place finish, and it's a 4th place finish that's shown determination, but most importantly, discipline and pace. The pace has been there again, which we haven't seen for quite some time.
Yeah, exactly. That is most important thing. That not only the overall result, I would say that some pace where I pushed a lot, and I was quite competitive time compared to very top guys. So that was very good weekend, and I could see where I should improve, and especially power stage, I felt quite good feeling also. So there is still a few things missing, but it will come.
What areas have you identified then that still need work? Where is the missing element?
For sure, like meet the speed of corner, how much you carry the speed, this kind of small thing, but it's affecting a lot for the time wise. So yeah, I think this is only thing I need to bit more understand about car behaving because it's completely different than current car. So, but feels good.
Do you think you're struggling a little bit because of a lack of testing time? The other guys in the Toyota, maybe apart from Lappi, have had a lot more testing time than you. Do you think maybe that's showing a little bit?
Not sure, but I would say I'm trying to do test as much as possible, and the team giving me also a lot of amount of tests. So I hope this will not be problem, but just I need to really try to learn quickly and to manage a lot myself.
You know, you've built some momentum now over the last 2 or 3 days. It's going to be very difficult for you to sit and do very little for 2 months now until Croatia. How can you keep yourself match fit? What are you planning to do between now and Croatia?
Yeah, for sure that it's very important to keep concentration and like focus. But sometimes you really need to rest, especially WRC season. You have really long time, and you have a test, and you have not much at home, and so this time is only we have 1 month in season. So I try to spend time with family to a bit rest, then just focus for end of the match. Maybe they start to focus more.
Will you go back to Japan with the family, do you think? Do you think you'll take them home to Japan?
Maybe not this time. I stay in Finland, and my small one, son, baby is still 4 months old, so just he needs to get used to Finnish temperature. So
Yeah, and your wife probably needs a rest, so you're going to have to do some work.
exactly, that is what I'm a bit nervous.
Listen, just a final thought on Umeå. What did you make of Rally Sweden moving to Umeå? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, like honestly, I'm very enjoyed this rally stages, and okay, some sections are a bit too much straight or something maybe, but it's sometimes it would be nice to have like this kind of rally, and for me conditions are perfect. This is really good, and I think in the future also this gonna be not any problem of issue of the snow. So for me, why not continue like this place? I really like this place.
Taka-san, arigato.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your time off with the family.
Thank you.
Gus, you know what? It was a challenging event, but you'll look back at the points, you'll look back at the finish and say, I worked hard for those points.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly probably would have taken this result on Friday if you'd have offered it me. Yeah, Friday were just, for multiple reasons, whether it was my overshoot or problems with the car, we just dropped so much time. And then really we had bad road possession for the Saturday, and although I was making improvements in my driving, and at the end of the day I was actually pretty happy with what I was doing, we just weren't in the fight really anywhere. So that was disappointing when we felt we had good potential into the weekend, but after the first stage on Friday I kept my nose clean on every stage, and yeah, we were rewarded with a 5th position. Not the way I'd like to earn a 5th position, but sometimes it happens like this, and it's good position, good points, 2 5ths, a de facto 3rd in the championship. So yeah, my 2 toughest rallies that I've in the past struggled on the most. If you'd have said I'd been in a 3rd in the championship after them 2, at the beginning of the year, I'd have been like, yeah, okay, that's pretty good.
It is a good start. It's a good solid start to the year. You know, the car was magnificent in Monte Carlo, but a few little niggling issues creeping in with your car, with Adrian's car, with Craig's car. Concerns about that at all?
Obviously, it's not great because Adrian was obviously collecting points for the team as well, so it ended up being just me today. So it's not great for the manufacturers, but we have got quite a long time now to reassess and evaluate what went wrong. So it's a good 2-month break pretty much to try and get to the bottom of it, and yeah, try and improve our reliability for the rest of the year.
You know, the car was magnificent, as I say, in Monte Carlo, and we do go back to tarmac next in Croatia, but what areas do you think need to be perhaps addressed before Croatia?
I think mainly just the reliability. I think there was nothing really wrong with the car this weekend. Craig we won a stage. Obviously, he hadn't driven all of Friday because of going off on the first stage, so the potential of the car was still good. I think I'll happily take the blame on this one this weekend. I didn't get things right. So there's no real blame on the car. Obviously, we want the reliability to be better, but I still think the car's in a very good place.
During the course of the weekend, Gus, we did see you beating yourself up a bit. Something we have seen in the past. Is that something that is just part of your nature? Is it something that you think maybe takes a bit of negative energy and away from you? Do you think there's maybe a bit of work to be done there? Is my question. It's a bad question.
I think, yeah, no, it's a fair question. For me, no. I always do better when I'm self-critical. It's better than being not critical and just allowing yourself to sit back. And I think the fair point was that I had good amount of preparation for I'd done a rally in Norway, so I couldn't really ask for much more for the event. I just didn't put it together, and the feeling was relaxed. Obviously, I was feeling very confident after Monte Carlo, and I just wanted to put in another, like we said in Monaco, just 2 solid performances to start the year. That was the only thing I wanted. Anything else was a bonus, but just didn't hook it up. And then, yeah, just Saturday morning, reset, go again, and yeah, no mistakes from that point onwards, and we've got a good position. But for sure, that first stage on Friday wasn't good enough.
Now, long time until Croatia, 2 months. Some people are taking holidays, some people will be doing a bit of testing. I hear you might be staying around these cold, chilly parts for something a bit special.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I know that I'm supposed to be here next weekend, but I'm not quite sure why.
Seriously, you don't know why?
No, I do know why. But
are you going to tell us?
No one's told me whether I'm allowed to say or not, so I'm probably better off saying nothing for now.
Okay, but we'll be in touch with you during the week then. What are you going to do? Obviously, when next week's top secret thing is out of the way, what are you going to do? What are the plans for Gus and the family?
I think we've got a bit of time off. I'm spending quite a lot of time in London with my trainer over the next month, just 3 days a week in London and the rest of the week back in Manchester. Just training. It's a very busy period of the season, so now I've got a month off. I don't really want to sit on my arse and do nothing, so keep myself busy.
This is physical training. Is it physical and mental training, or is it purely physical training? Are there any areas in particular they concentrate on, or you concentrate on?
No, I just didn't want to waste my month. I wanted, if I can make a good step forward in fitness going into the summer, then it's less work for me to do then. So yeah, it just makes sense. Give myself half a week for pace notes, half a week for fitness, and yeah, should be in good shape for Croatia onwards.
So you're still working on the pace notes with Jonas?
Yeah, and Chris will be over as well into England at some point over the next couple of weeks. So yeah, always working.
We'll be in touch during the week.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye, Gussie. Now, Oliver Solberg. I don't know what to make of this weekend. Started off brilliantly, and then a few problems in between. Bit of a strange one.
Yeah, it was a good set. Difficult to say what this really weekend was. It was, if it was good or bad. It was a bit of both, I think. Started off really well. The speed was great. I could fight in the top, and then had issues in the afternoon that we found, and then Saturday morning it was the same issues, and then we fixed it for the Saturday evening, and then got some good speed again, up to a bit of top times. That was positive, and then unfortunately some electronical problems that stopped us from, was it fourth, I think? So that was a shame. I mean, it was a good rally anyway. I mean, I was happy, and today the speed was good again. So it's just mixed feelings.
Yeah, obviously after the disappointments of Monte Carlo, though, this was a big step forward. Do you feel the team are making progress with the car?
Yeah, for sure. We are working really hard, everyone together, and everyone's super motivated, and we saw the speed is getting better and better during the weekend, and all three cars could fight for good positions. I don't think we're there to fight for the win yet, but we will keep pushing, don't worry about that. So we have to just work really hard, and yeah, Croatia is a tarmac rally, so I guess we have to work even harder.
Yeah, tarmac has been the Achilles heel of Hyundai for the last couple of years. There is a lot of work to do. What can you do between now and Croatia? You've got time. That's the bonus, I suppose.
No, we have time. So we just need to test a lot and work very hard. Be passionate and be hungry and have a big smile. Of course, we need to work together and yeah, just focus on Croatia and do everything we can.
Well, obviously it is a long time until Croatia. You can't test solidly for 2 months. What will you be doing, Oliver Solberg, in the time between now and the end of April?
I will have a small training camp next week at home with my co-driver, just for fun. And then probably a lot of testing, and then we'll see what we do. But there will be a lot of things going on.
Do you think you can do, or will you be looking to do any small events just to keep your eye in, just to keep yourself match fit?
What car then should I use? I don't have.
You've got lots of cars.
Yeah, but not the right brand. but anyway, I think no. Maybe do some go-karting or some track driving. All practice is good practice. So we just have to work a little bit more than everybody else as a team and as drivers. So then we'll be there.
Now listen, we've moved away from your backyard, which was where we were more or less in the Värmlands region. We've come up to Umeå. What do you make of the rally here in Umeå? What are your thoughts?
I think it was great. A lot of snow, which we love, and unfortunately that's what we're missing at home. And the organization up here was really good. A lot of help from Värmland, so they can help each other. So that was professional. And then it's a nice big city, good hotels. Everything is a good place to have a good rally. And Thomas Rodström is from here, good history. So it all has been working very good.
You'd be happy to come back here next year?
Definitely.
One final question, Oliver Solberg. Mark yourself out of 10 for this week. How many points out of 10 would you give yourself?
Well, I was hoping you would do that because I don't like doing it myself. I probably put a 1 out of 10 or something. I don't know.
I'm going to give you. I'm toiling between 7 and 8. I think I'm going to go for an 8 out of 10 because I think it was a good effort on Friday in particular. I'll give you an 8.
I did everything I could with what I had, so yeah, that's it. That
is exactly it. Thank you very much, Oliver Solberg. Andreas, goodness me, When you look at the timesheets, it was a reasonably comfortable victory. That doesn't tell the story, though. What a battle!
Yeah, it's been really, really nice. It's been an epic battle, to be honest. OC has really been pushing this weekend. He's done a really good job. So he made us really push to the limit today. We were really driving over the limit, both of us, on the last couple of stages until one of us made a mistake. For us, luckily, he was the one who made the mistake, but it could also be us. It's a long time since I pushed that hard in a WRC2 car.
Were you surprised by how quick Ollie Christian was? He's been away from the WRC for 6 months. He was really impressively fast.
He was very impressive. Well, I know him very well, so I know what he's capable of. And they prepared this rally in the very, very best way, doing national events, doing a lot of testing. So I knew he was going to be one of the biggest competitors for this weekend, and he definitely was.
How much of a dilemma was it this morning, though? Because you've talked to us all weekend about how careful you're going to have to be. You didn't want to end up in a snowbank. So few rallies in WRC2. You wanted to win this one, but you didn't want to throw it away. Was that a bit of a dilemma for you?
It was difficult because OC had the target of either he wins or he goes into the ditch. And because he's not doing the full championship as his span, so that's not the case with me. So that makes it a bit more tricky because you know that you can't risk it to that level that he's willing to do. So I just tried to do my very, very best, but I was really on the limits as well. So yeah, it was a really impressive drive by OC this weekend and really good fun to fight with him.
Now, quite a long break until your next round. I don't believe you're doing Croatia, are you?
No, that's not the plan to do. Well, we haven't decided yet, but so let's say we have to make a decision after this rally now. That was our plan. We do the first 2 rallies and then we see. So now I need to talk to the team and let's see what we do next.
So what do you do then to keep match fit, to keep yourself sharp between now? Because it could be 3 months until you're next in a rally car potentially.
Yeah, but I'm doing a lot of testing with the new Skoda, so it's not, even though I'm not doing rallies for a long time now, I'm in the car almost every week. So
tell us a little bit about that new Skoda. How's it looking?
It's looking very promising. So far in the process, we have worked a lot with getting mileage on all parts, testing different philosophies and ideas with the setup, and so we haven't really worked with pure setup related work yet. I think that will start now in the process until it will be introduced later this year. So really interesting to work with Skoda and to work on a new car. It's an interesting project.
It's remarkable how seriously they're taking it. There's yourself testing it, Chris Meek testing it. They're putting a lot of resource into this.
Yeah, they are. But when you see their history and the results in the R5, it's the most. I mean, the results. There's no other car who has won more championships and rallies than the Skoda. So they're doing everything very, very in the proper way. Reliability is always great with the Skodas, and if you want to fight for a championship, you need reliability. And with the new car, we are looking to increase the reliability and also make it faster. So, but those two are not always easy to make when the car is already so good. So now they're really doing a great work at the moment.
When might we see it out on the stages?
Me?
No, the car.
Oh, the car.
You in the car, obviously.
Me in the car. Yeah, let's see. We haven't fully decided yet. I know Skoda has a plan, but yeah, let's see. Nothing I can say at the moment.
Andreas, well done this weekend. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.